All right, guys, so welcome to another episode of ZFK Everything, the podcast show that knows no bounds and likes to discuss anything and everything. I have my friend Silvia Ferraro here.
Hey.
She is a professional businesswoman. She's all over the place, and I wanted to bring you in to kind of talk about your career experiences, where you'd like to go in the future, and kind of just talk about women in business.
Absolutely. I think that's great.
So how do we meet?
Oh, okay. You're going to have to start that for me.
Okay, we met through another cinematographer in
Yes.
Niagara, Reese Fisher.
Yeah.
If you're in the creative fields in Niagara, there's no way that you don't know who Reese Fisher is in Stillman Productions. You'd be sleeping under a rock if you didn't know who this guy was. So with that said, originally I met Silvia from him giving me a job early on. It was one of my first kind of, I think it was a free job, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we basically did like a cheerleading promo for it was River Lions.
Yes. So
someone and I were discussing the cheer team name because
Lady Lions.
Lady Lions and River Lions, the basketball team. Okay.
Yes. So
right,
I worked for the team for 4 years and just built it from scratch, took it over, and then decided to market it. And then that's how we got connected. And I was like, let's do this crazy video. You know, we don't have like a big budget, but let's just see what we can do and make it what we can. And then you killed the video. Looked amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
And we got a lot of, hype from that video. People thought it was like the next Bring It On of like Niagara. So that was
we crushed it with like some like in keyframed floating text, and we used like a sweet Calvin Harris bootleg.
Yeah.
Love Calvin Harris. It was so hype. That was a really good day. I definitely won't forget that.
Yeah.
But from those humble beginnings, where have you kind of positioned yourself now, and what kind of career moves are you making right now for 2021?
Yeah, so from being with the basketball team for so many years, like I was with them for 4 years, and kind of being there, it kind of not grew stale, but it was just I wasn't growing. Yeah, exactly. And it was great that we ended up parting ways. Honestly, it was a blessing because I ended up getting this amazing opportunity with a local baseball team, which is the Welland Jackfish, and I run their team. And it's just been, honestly, a great experience and just moving forward with that. Now, I used to really want to be involved in sports and the sports industry, and I actually got to shadow one of the Jays coordinators.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, so that was a great experience. So
they say one door closes, another opens, right?
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened. And I got to do that, and that was really cool. But I'm kind of shifting from the whole sports field. I do love it, but it is very competitive. So
yes,
especially for women, it is very competitive.
Yeah.
So kind of just moving from that.
So what's the other business that you have? Tell the audience.
Okay, so
your big one.
My big one?
Yeah.
So my cosmetic company.
That's right.
So I started this amazing cosmetic company with 2 products made with local brands in Ontario. Okay. So that's great. And that's been my baby for a while now.
It's been a while now,
yeah. Just kind of growing it. And honestly, the struggles to start it and like the growth from now is like huge. And I think
it's come a long way.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
We did some product shots a few weeks ago, and it was a jolly old time. Actually, Sylvia made some like fresh cookies, so just jamming, taking pictures of product and eating cookies.
Yeah.
But yeah, explain kind of to the audience what your like marketing scheme is with cosmetics. What makes pinup cosmetics special? And I hope you know what I mean. Like, what is the era that you derive from for your marketing?
Yeah, so my marketing is really all about the 1940s, 1950s era. Like, that's one of my passions. Like, I love everything vintage. So I kind of really incorporated those eras into my cosmetics. So each labeling that I do has a different kind of pinup girl on it or a different theme, and the names are very creative. I know you love the names of my
I think you should listen to them if you're comfortable with it.
Yeah,
because I love them. Yeah.
So my lashes, they start with Prima Donna, Starlet, Big Spender, and Bombshell. So that's a little bit of those lash styles, really.
Fun, like old-fashioned, exotic terms, you know?
Yeah, but with very like new concept. Like it's not you know, like older brands and everything.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a fresh kind of outlook on something that's vintage.
What about some of the other products that you offer besides lashes with pinup cosmetics?
Yes, we offer a lip oil, which is great. Brow gel, which is like Big Daddy brow soap, which is amazing.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
That's the one I was waiting for you to say.
Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorite. Big Daddy brow soap is like one of my best sellers as well. So,
Unreal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun creating, and yeah, that's just kind of what's that.
What did 2020 kind of teach you, and how do you want to kind of take this kind of negative waste in some ways of a year? I really shouldn't call that. There's been so much value coming out of 2020, but for how much of a shit show 2020 has kind of proven itself to be, how are you taking that and kind of fueling your 2021?
Definitely using your time wisely. I've noticed that when we were kind of go all the time, like I was go, like even if I would call you, like we'd always be doing something on the go, like
It's
leaving
a rat
someplace.
Race.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
never have time to sit back and reflect. That's what 2020 was all about.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing really is just taking my time and really, you know, focusing on like what's important and who your friends are and who's supporting you and kind of things like that, because I definitely took a step back and realizing all those different things going forward. Yeah. So what about you?
We talk about 2020 a lot today, and this is the final episode of a 7 podcast. I'm not wording it properly. This is the last of 7 podcasts in a row being recorded today. I'm kind of calling it a marathon. But we've talked about 2020 a lot today because it affects us all in a special way. But for me personally, it was scary when it started because I had just lost my serving job prior to COVID for unrelated reasons. They closed down. And that had been a staple in my life for about 4 years, and it really helped me fund and get my business off the ground.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh no, like if everyone's going to run out of money and the economy's going to shut down, no one's going to care about marketing stuff. Or if they are marketing stuff, they're going to be conservative in their budget, you know? So it was pretty freaky. And luckily I got through it, and I got to work with Niagara Falls Tourism this year, Hilton. I got to get paid to travel across Canada and meet some up-and-coming and already established music artists. And it was really not as terrible as a year as I thought it would be. I think that really it's all about your perspective on life and not pitying yourself in times of negative crisis, you know? Kind of take those things and let life throw at you what it will, and learn from it, and improvise and adapt and overcome, you know? So
exactly.
if you can kind of get through that stuff and say, like, what did this negative experience teach me, and turn it into a positive, then you're golden, right? So
absolutely.
That's what 2020 has been all about for me. It's been a time of reflection and kind of prepping for the new year, and I'm really excited for the growth and what's going to come in 2021.
Ooh,
I can't reveal it all. I always have backlogged videos and photos. Silvia knows best. We'll shoot stuff, and then she'll wait like 6 months to receive photos.
Yeah, and then I'm like, it's fine. It's all good.
Yeah, you're pretty polite about it.
Yeah.
Even though I'm sure you're burning to see the images. We did a really cool like summer themed picnic shoot that's gonna appear on my Instagram pretty soon.
Oh, that's exciting! I'm excited.
I know. Yeah, that shoot was honestly awesome. We got props with like apples and like locally sourced wine and basically set up like this sunset picnic and set up strobes and stuff, and Silvia is the centerpiece of the series. She also came and helped me out with another shoot with a local model, Michaela Rogerson. I think I'm gonna have her on the podcast too, because she's kind of got like a entrepreneurial mindset, and she's like a young model that's kind of made a good life for herself. And we did a conceptual shot that's coming out, and it was shot on Sunset Beach in St. Catharines. And Silvia came out and helped me out and did the makeup, and basically we just pulled together this shoot. And I won't spoil what the shot is, but it's basically the shoot took place for one single shot, and it's gonna be really cool. So I can't wait to show you guys.
It's exciting.
I had some questions for you.
Ask away.
I just want to pull them up. I guess one of the big ones is, like, what does it mean to you to be like a successful female entrepreneur?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I definitely would have to say just kind of blocking out the noise. I feel like a lot of people, I don't know about, probably you do the same, like have the same experiences, but
I try to.
People kind of telling you how to run your business and how you should be doing things, and just kind of blocking that out. And I think that's
Following your inner voice.
exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise out there.
A lot. And you know, you take it, like you listen, and but it's just kind of blocking that out and really focusing on like what you want to be doing and like what you like your goals are, and kind of moving forward with that, and just blocking out everything and pushing forward. Like there's a lot of times where I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna work, like I'm not going anywhere with this, but then you just like snap back into it and you're like, yes, I'm getting there, I'm going.
I feel very strongly about the fact that, like, if you're an entrepreneur, and I know that you can agree with me on this, that it is like an emotional roller coaster.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like 4 out of 5, probably 3 out of 5 days, I wake up just ready to crush life, and like things are great and I'm happy. One day of the week out of 5 is kind of meh, and then there's another one day of the week where it's just like you flip perspective, and you're almost like so negative on this life choice to like run your own business, and like you think about the negatives, and you think about struggling to like make bill payments and have funds and stuff. And this is the unfortunate reality in any sort of entrepreneurial field that's not a get rich quick scheme. Is the fact that you have to put in your time, you have to do your 10,000 hours of mastery. And at least in my industry with photo and video, I've been at this for 6 years. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I still live at home for reasons that I think are beneficial to me. I'm investing, and I'm basically putting out a roadmap so I can move out when it's appropriate. But I also had to spend a lot of money to get my business off the ground, that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So those are the kinds of things that I'm valuing, and I'm looking in a long-term kind of outlook, right? And I think a lot of people are too short-sighted and really need to consider what they need to do to place themselves in a better spot 5 years from now.
Absolutely. You're not going to be growing in a year. No. Like that's just unrealistic. Even in like 2 months, it's just...
Yeah, that's overnight.
Yeah.
And you just have to kind of realize that if you want to break out of that 9-to-5 mold and do your own thing and have the self-gratification of running a business and making your own living, just patience is key. It's going to take you a couple years, and you have to accept that. And not all of it is happy. Not all of it is a good time. It's a lot of grind and a lot of patience, right? So do you have any recommendations to viewers on getting their own business started? Any tips and tricks that you used?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely research your market. Researching your market is key. Or even piggybacking with somebody like myself or like a mentor. Like, hey, like your business is really cool. It's going off. Can I kind of, you know, shadow you and see how you run things? And you can get insight from people. And honestly, networking and knowledge is key. Reading books.
Networking's huge.
Huge, right?
Yeah.
And just, I love reading books. So I recommend going to chapters or even on the internet and reading and seeing what people are doing and kind of get that knowledge, right? It's out there. So kind of just
expose yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Expose yourself. So I would do that. And then other than researching your market, just go for it. Even if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
It's an idea that you try, and if you have to say, hey, like failure is okay. Like if 100%. It doesn't work out, then you know what? You tried. A lot of people just don't try. So I think just trying it out, and if it doesn't work out, oh well, on to the next, right?
Yeah, failure is huge, and learning to embrace it is like honestly so key.
Yeah.
You have to realize that you're gonna fall and stumble and drop the ball sometimes, and really that's going to be the best teacher that you've ever had.
Yeah.
So you know, kind of embracing failure and realizing that it's inevitable, and using that to your advantage is a big thing. A lot of people are very phobic and fearful of failure, and that paralyzing fear causes them to never ever make an effort.
Yeah.
And you know, life passes you by, you look back at it and you're like, holy fuck, I'm 70 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing with my life. That's not a position that you want to be in.
No.
Because you only get to live once, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So the next question I want to ask you as well is like, I know we talked about 2020 and 2021. What's your like 5-year goal? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ooh, okay. Like my business or just me personally? Or both?
They're a little bit intertwined.
Okay.
So I guess you could cover both.
All right. So with my business in 5 years, I would love to have grown it where I have, you know, a lot of wholesale accounts, a lot of retail, you know, especially online.
Yep.
I would love to grow it where it's, you know, it's making that revenue and it's just keeps on growing from it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to just kind of expand. And
do you see yourself focusing more in like in-store retail or online?
I would love to have a location
Mm-hmm.
where I have, you know, all my retail stuff.
Yep.
Of course, but then offer services like, you know, brow shaping and waxing and, you know, just small services, nothing crazy, but just, you know, having it intertwined together.
We gotta find you some funding. That would actually be such a fire idea.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a female version of like a barber shop.
Yeah.
You know, you
exactly.
go in and get your lashes done, get your brows done.
Yeah.
One side's for that.
Yeah.
Maybe you could even have like manis and petties.
Yeah.
And then on the other side you have like a small retail area.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Oh.
and espresso latte coffee bar.
Amazing, yes.
Okay, you owe me royalties.
Okay.
I'll be there. I'll get my first pedicure at or is it which one? What's the difference between a manicure and a pedicure?
So manicures for your hands, pedicures for your feet.
Patty.
A patty.
Yeah.
Okay. You'd be the first person there in the seat.
Sick.
Getting it
Love
done. Yeah. So that would be the goal. Honestly, I would love to grow it into a shop.
Yeah, like
a storefront.
Are you familiar with Jo at all? Actually, I have their hat on.
No.
No, you're not familiar with them? Josh
No.
Absade, Jo, no?
No.
Oh, come on.
No.
That brand is like a Niagara staple for sure.
Okay.
So basically, Josh started the company, and then his brother Felix is in it, and they have a couple other guys, some in-laws and some other buddies that help run the business. But they do like art at certain locations on like the walls.
Yeah.
They do clothing. They do 3D printing art.
Wow.
Their main kind of shtick is barbershop. So I've been seeing Josh the barber for about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Probably almost 6. And yeah, I've always been like a firm collector of their clothing.
Yeah.
I like to support local. But they run it in the way I just described. You can get like before COVID, they used to have like bubble tea for free, espresso coffee as long as you like tipped.
Right.
And then you had your cuts by appointment only, no walk-ins. There's a little area where you can play some video games and chill.
That's cool.
That might not work for your business, but for guys, we like
yeah.
that shit. And yeah, then you could like purchase retail like clothing and stuff. And like I could see like if you can make yourself like a staple and have like just that base set of clients that want to come and enjoy like an atmosphere like that. Like, and it's a thing. It's like a community thing. Like people have to get their haircut, for example.
Yep.
Women want to get all their stuff done, like their nails and their brows and their lashes, and you know, like so. I guess what my question is like, how often do women kind of like upkeep on that kind of stuff?
All the time.
So like I was gonna say, how
Every
often
week.
do they have to come and visit and spend money with you, if you did a business model like that?
Well, it depends on first
How high maintenance they are.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like for example, like for my nails, every 4 weeks or every 3 weeks I would go. Pedicure every month. Lash lift, that would be, you know, that could last you like 5 weeks. Then you would go every 5 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, the maintenance is there. Like you would be going there frequently. So.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
So you almost just need to like.
I just need the storefront.
You need the storefront and the marketing, and unfortunately that all comes at a pretty significant cost. So you kind of have to, if you did something like this, you'd have to prep and plan and figure out how the marketing's going, because you don't get very many chances at running a storefront, you know?
No.
Whereas something like me, I can have up and down periods. I don't have to worry about this overhead of like employees and a storefront and whatnot. As much as I'd like to have one in the future. But I don't know, for my industry, you don't need a storefront. It's kind of like almost like a novelty. It's kind of like I would describe having a storefront in the photo or video world as kind of like swinging your dick around, to be honest. Kind of just saying like, hey, man, this is my storefront and I have a established kind of position in the industry. Whereas, you know, a lot of us don't really need that. We kind of just work from home and whatnot. Or
just around you, like
the online branding is way more important.
Yeah,
but it is nice to have like a storefront. But yeah, so I like what you had to say, and I like where you're going. I am sure it's facts that 2021 will be a great year for Silvia Ferraro.
I'm hoping.
Is there anything else that you wanted to fill in the audience with? Any information or tips or a message for younger women thinking about getting into business or anything like that?
Yeah, honestly, I would just say just do it. Just whatever idea you have, just write it down, jot it in your notebook, and just start. Like, I only started with one set of lashes, and I've grown it to, I think, about 10 products now.
Oh, more than that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm expanding every single day. So,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I would just do it. Just like,
I'm proud to see your progress, honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm happy to be involved with your business when I can be. So it's definitely been a good relationship. And
always.
Like, what's it been, like 4 or 5 years almost?
Yeah.
Yeah, time flies. I remember meeting you at Starbucks years ago to talk about this cheerleading video concept, and it was just like fresh, and I was still like only just doing my first couple paid jobs at the time. This was an exception with a free one, but it was a good exposure opportunity, right?
Yeah.
You kind of want to, when you're starting with video and photo, obviously pro bono, get your portfolio built and do free work, do what you can to get your name out there. But once you start getting to a point where you're offering enough value to charge, there's no problem with doing a free job here and there, like I did for Silvia at the time 4 years ago. If you think that on a scale of payment versus like exposure for yourself and your portfolio weighs in the favor of the exposure being quite favorable, there's nothing wrong with doing it for free. Like, you're just starting out and you want to get your exposure out there and put your name out there. So it was a pleasure. We will definitely do another podcast in the future. What is your 2 social media handles that you would like to tell the audience?
Oh, okay. So my personal one, I guess, would be Silvia R. Ferraro. Okay. And then the other one's Pinup Cosmetics.
All right. Yeah. You heard it here. I'll drop it in on the screen. Guys, this was another episode of ZFK Everything. This is the final 7 of 7 recording for today. It's been a great time. I'm glad that this spontaneous decision just took place, and I've had amazing guests like Silvia here. Yeah. So I appreciate you coming, and thanks for having me. We will do this again soon. Guys, peace out and have a good one.
Bye.